What's up, everybody? Brett here, and I'm back with my YouTube channel, Good Talk Gaming, picking up where we left off last time in our Warriors of the North DLC Let's Play. Alright, it's day 9, not the YouTuber. It's midday, and we are about to jump on I guess it's like a really far roving patrol from Broomwald, who's chased us all the way down here. I don't know, I think there are mercenary companies here, and perhaps a detachment from Brookburg that might help us. I don't know, but either way, we're going to be fighting them in the swamps. I've made some changes, guys. Thank you. Before we even get into it, let me just say thank you to everyone who's been leaving kind comments, name suggestions, all that stuff in the comments down below the videos. I appreciate that stuff so much, and we are going to talk about it. Actually, there was so much of it, and it was so helpful, and so many good topics and stuff that I actually wrote them down, and I want to get through them in today's episode. Before I, do all that talking, let's go ahead and see if we can get this attack. I don't know. Are they joining me? I don't know. Normally, whenever you've got... Oh, wow. Well, it gave us high ground. Normally, whenever you see the banners, they're not here. They're not in the fight. Whenever you see the banners, that means people are joining you. But it doesn't appear to be the case. He's standing in the swamp. He's standing in the swamp. So, I'm going to get into it after the battle, but I have changed some names as per the requests of some of you guys. And I really like the name suggestions. I tried to add a little bit of my own flair to them. Hopefully that is cool with y'all. But I want to get this battle out of the way before we start going into heavy talk mode. Let's get everybody on solid ground. Make them come to us. This dog pinning Fritz in place is pretty awful. Priority targets here, definitely kill the war dog before the battle starts, and if we can kill the billman, that would be huge. But he's got cover now. And we have very low chances of hitting anyone, except for this guy. That did almost nothing. That sucks. Man, we really don't want this dog to live to fight another day. But what lucky placement here that it gave us the high ground, and they're going to have to come to us. And the dog is, of course, going to land a hit before we can kill him. Because that's just my luck. And Fritz is now stuck on the low ground. Because we couldn't kill the dog. It is an armored war dog. But I would have thought we should still be able to kill it. Man, come on, Leisure Side. We're going to take shots at the billman. Ooh, that was a devastating shot. We are going to throw up our shield wall. Same thing there. I don't know if we need to do it quite yet there. I kind of want to get Svarog over here. I was going to say, I hope really he doesn't land any more hits. And there goes our helmet. Dang. Let's move around. And we'll come here. We're leaving Skibo to fight a footman 1v1, which I don't think is bad. So down goes the dog. That had to happen. I'm trying my best not to destroy stuff. Alright, the pushback didn't work. I should have honestly shield wall reposted. I don't want to destroy everything because I really want to get these shields and armors and everything after the battle. There's some good stuff here. And our archer has just kind of been in a terrible place this whole battle so far. So we've got a good chance to hit him. Nice. Good attack. Awesome. So we're doing work. 37% versus 40. Let's go for the 40. He's got weak armor, but he's also the only one on the high ground. That hurt our shield. We can hear it there. 9. Yeah, if we can't win this fight with this kind of positioning, then we're not ready for these types of enemies. Just trying to get lucky. Good kill. Let's pass here. And we may have to get in the water to make this attack happen. Because they're stuck. They're not going anywhere. Damn. Let's push him out before he gets a chance. We had him triple surrounded, so it sucks to do that. But I don't want to give him a chance to kill Fritz. Svarog may be tough enough to take this fight, especially if we can shoot that Billman and get him dead. We don't need to necessarily pull him completely out of the fight, but he can certainly be one shot with 31 HP. That is not a lot. Perfect. Thank goodness. Come on, lucky hits. Let's move forward without getting in his range. Of course, he can step forward and hit us, but I feel like the AI won't do that because, well, I guess he could step out here maybe. I was going to say, let's just hope to solve that whole problem. Oh, good shot. Past the shield wall, too. Nice. We're landing those hits. We've got two of our strongest dudes on this footman here, who also happens to be currently standing in the swamp while they're on the high ground. Or at least Jotnar's on the high ground. You know what, the more I look at this, the less I like it. There's no point in risking him. Just to try and get in maybe a little bit more DPS, it's not worth it. Let's play safer. %. Go for the 25. This pole hammer guy has lived way too long. %. Yeah, we did it. If we move here, now we're in range of both of them. Good shot. Wish me luck, guys. Man, I don't want to lose anyone. I just spent a bunch of time figuring out who to name and how to name them. I'm really worried about Wonton, actually, at the moment. Because we haven't been able to kill this dang polearm guy. Luckily, though, he's missed a ton. That's a good hit. Man, if we step here, we might be able to step in one turn and just like one-shot him, but his armor is completely intact. $40, $50? Yeah, we have to take that. Only 3 left. They're all pretty low, but they're all still fairly deadly as well. That's what we were scared of. That was really good. Man, do we risk it? Let's wait. Let's just pull back. There we go. We just needed to get lucky. And we did. I can't believe that. We all survived. We picked up all their shields. We grabbed an arming sword and a pole hammer. Sucks that we only got the padded surcoat, but we did pick up 11 tools, 90 gold. You know, military picks not bad. Falchions aren't bad. At least we can sell them. Mail coifs are good. Some flat top helmets. All good stuff. I'm glad we took that fight. But they're definitely going to hate us now. Like, if I had to pick someone to hate us, it'd definitely be these dudes, the ones that currently love us. But if it has to be these guys, the Southerners, I'm cool with that. I just don't want these dudes to hate me anymore. And they're the ones that hate me the most. Well, it's pretty even now. But let's see if we can get House Austin to like us. But what a difficult fight. And you guys didn't do anything. How dare you? We could have used y'all in that fight. I don't know what the terms are for them not helping us there. But we picked up 5 shields. So let's go ahead and... Jotnar, let's give you a kite shield. Kite shields to all of our barbarian bros. Heater shields on the outliers. Nice. And Jotnar Lanson is going to get the padded flat top. It's pretty solid. And then the other 2 will get the regular flat tops. His helm is busted. There we go. Leather mask to Wonton. Bear hat. All you, Zach. You look like a straight killer. And Skibo can wear the mail coif. Man, we have this other pole hammer. Someone has to wield that. We have an arming sword. Let's give that to... It might be time to pull these axe hammers off. They did pretty well in that battle, but an arming sword is definitely better than an axe hammer. So Isaac is probably going to be our two-hander. And these 2, Jotnar and Svarog, are almost certainly going to remain shield bros. Okay, let's get into the process of leveling real quick. Fritz. Fritz the swine. Let's just go ahead and make sure he has brawny. That's cool with me. Take a 3 roll in melee attack. He needs that. We'll take a 4 in hit points and a 3 in fatigue. So one of the interesting comments that someone left was about HP versus melee defense whenever you level. So HP is exactly what it is. I don't think I need to explain that. But melee defense and range defense are a bit trickier. So a higher melee defense reduces the probability of being hit with a melee attack. Okay, so shields increase that statically. It's just what they do. So for the kite shields, for instance, 20 melee defense, 15 range defense. My philosophy in Battle Brothers and leveling is to start off by increasing HP on the appropriate brothers, especially frontliners, getting them to the point where in the early game, their crappy armor doesn't mean that they just get one shot, right? Their melee defense, if over the course of 2 or 3 levels, you know, if I just pump melee defense, that's not going to make the difference usually, that small amount, as to whether or not they get hit. So assuming that they'll probably mostly get hit, we need to make sure they have enough of an HP pool to not get one-shotted, or even two-shotted. So, ooh, I didn't even notice this. He has a crushed finger, 2 or 3 days. And normally, for me, that HP threshold is 70. That is like the cutoff point. You got to have at least 70 HP to be in my squad. We'll see here, Leisure Side, the Thaumaturge, his one weakness is his really low hit points. And that's something we're going to rectify. We're going to give him Colossus. I thought about it kind of off camera. whether or not 9 lives is appropriate. Normally my approach to kind of picking perks for a person who I think is never going to have a lot of hit points is to just say, you know what, I'm not going to pump hit points. I'm going to rely on 9 lives to keep them alive. This character is too good. I think he's going to end up being a Battleforged bro, so heavy armor, polearm master that starts the battle with his crossbow in hand. And if that's the case, wow, 2 4s. Let's take those. If that's the case, then I need to make sure that he has enough hit points to survive battle. This 2 roll is atrocious, but I mean, we just got him up, what was that, 11, 12 or so hit points with that 1 perk. And as he levels, if he gets good rolls, 3s or 4s, we'll pick him up sporadically just to get him to that 70 mark, where he was just not going to get one-shotted anymore. And I think, honestly, we'll take this 4 in Resolve and call that good. 50 is kind of the threshold as well for me in terms of Resolve. So I like that. No more real need to pump Resolve. We'll take these great melee and range skills whenever we get them. We're definitely going to want to start pumping melee defense, and we'll take fatigue and hit points whenever we can get him. And as he levels, we're going to need to get him quick hands so that he can swap back and forth between pole hammers and crossbows. Okay, what else? And he's going to need brawny as well, of course, as every brother pretty much does. Wonton Fu is going to be our sergeant. He's probably going to have Fortified Mind to increase his resolve. He's definitely going to have Rally the Troops. But at the moment, his fatigue is really low. Some of that might be from this. He has an injury as well, fractured ribs, yeah. He's going to need Shield Expert, Brawny. A lot of his traits are definitely going to be in the bottom portion of this perk tree. And they're going to be the ones that make him stronger. What a horrible melee skill roll. Let's take a 3, a 5. And I guess we can pump his range defense a little bit. I would highly recommend pumping melee defense over range defense. In the late game, a kite shield is pretty much all you need to survive most range engagements. But for the moment, I think that's fine. Let's just give him Brawny. It's not doing much yet, but it will. He's basically not wearing armor right now because his gambeson is destroyed. And then here we have Skibo. Skibo's going to take Brawny as well. What do we have here for Skibo? Is Skibo, I'm trying to remember, we need to get his resolve higher. That is pitiful. A 4 roll there is fine. Is Skibo planned to be like a switch hitter? Is he going to be a dual purpose bro? Zack and Leisure Side certainly are. These 4 certainly are not. Neither is Wonton. But I think he is. And if that's the case, if he's going to be a crossbow bro, we can consider doing something like this. And that's pretty nice. When you're using a crossbow, it takes a lot less skill to use a crossbow. So we really just need to get him into like the 60 range to have him be viable. And that's really not going to be a problem for any of the ones we have currently. But anyway, guys, we survived our ordeal. We cannot attack this caravan. They have arbalisters. Man, I would love to kill some arbalisters and just get some sick crossbows right off the bat. But we're going to have to leave them be for now. And we're going to travel to Brookburg and see what they have. We could use men for hire, but we don't have any money. There's Eugene, the footman. So guys, this is something I've been thinking about a lot too. And I think I'm going to go ahead and implement it. Hopefully this doesn't aggravate you guys, because I promise you it aggravates me. The Golden Goose. So here's our situation realistically. Let's pause it. I recommend if you start this Northern Raiders campaign, take a look at the houses that like you and the houses that hate you at the very beginning and see whether or not it's even worth it to try for that campaign. If you want to struggle like I am currently, by all means, you know, leave the game as it lies. But if I could do it over again, I'd probably restart this campaign because it's really shoehorning us right now. The only place we have that can give us quests in the whole world is Dornan. And that is awful. It's really like cramping our style, so to speak, for this playthrough. And I really don't know what to do about it other than to try to stop attacking these people in any way, shape, or form, and hoping that over time their opinions start to go neutral, which they certainly will, and then we can quest here enough to make them like us again. Meanwhile, we can still crap on these dudes, and maybe even crap on these dudes too. I don't know. This is a lot of territory. This is basically all we need, but this is awful. So we have no money. We have no money because we can't really quest. We were running low on supplies. We're doing okay now because I just bought those tools. But we're running low on supplies. All of our stuff is broken. Our brothers are hurt. We have no crowns, like none. And I think it's time to consider selling. This is not the best place to sell the Golden Goose. I think if we go back to Dornan, we could probably make well over 4K. So I'm not willing to pass up 1,000 gold for that. But I think we need to head back to Dornan, see if we can get a suitable contract, and then go from there. So we need to make sure we have enough at least for one day. Are the sell prices here good? I mean, they're okay. We can get rid of some stuff. Yeah, just try to get to 2 days. And now we can head back. Let's go into our... Yeah, somebody needs to carry this arming sword, and I think it's going to be Jotnar. He's sitting at 70 melee skill right now, and that is definitely our strongest weapon. 2 falchions here. And... military pick just does a lot of damage versus armor. It's basically a worse version. Is it? Is it a better version than that? Let's check this out. Let's compare them. This is kind of important. We're looking at the new weapons in the game. So before I even go into that, man, I'm getting like sidetracked all over the place. I went ahead and renamed some guys thanks to your suggestions. Svarog Erdnot. Erdnot is a subscriber, and he suggested the name Svarog. Supposedly it means like Lord of War, God of War, like a god of blacksmithing in a kind of Scandinavian culture. So I decided to give him a last name, Erdnot. I hope you don't mind, because I wanted to kind of get your name in there as well. And I thought that was a really cool barbarian name. So there you go, buddy. I think that was Brand. I'm pretty sure that was Brand before, in case you wanted to know who that was. So, and of course he's greedy. So like you got to pay the Lord of War. That dude doesn't just show up and fight for nothing. So when we look at the axe hammer versus the military pick, okay, all the barbarian weapons are super durable. That's a given. The military pick has a higher top end. It does 35 over 30 on the damage scale. Less percentage ignores armor. It doesn't do any damage to shields, but it also has 2 less fatigue. Honestly, it's a toss-up, and because it's a toss-up, I'll keep using the axe hammer purely for like thematic purposes. But otherwise, I think the military pick might be a little bit better. I value the fatigue and the overall damage just a bit more than the ability to hit shields. The axe is fine. If we get like an actual hand axe over a hatchet, then we'll switch out with that, because I'm pretty sure that's going to be a lot better. And we need to give someone this pole hammer, but I don't think we have the right character yet. So let's head back to Jotnar. We have no money. Head back to Dornan. Did I say head back to Jotnar? I don't know what I said. Losing my mind a little bit. I really just want to recruit more barbarian characters, and I just feel like we're not going to be able to do that because we're not going to run into any of the events in this southern area. So let's take a look at this contract, because it's the only contract we're going to get. So brigands, okay. We should be able to take brigands. 150 crowns in advance. Let's make sure they like us. Let's take the crowns. We have to camp. We are injured. We are repairing a large amount of things that are broken. These peasants are from Finsterwald. I'm actually considering attacking them because I honestly don't care if I make those people mad. Wonton needs to stay in reserve. Let's see what the prices are like now. They're being raided. Or they have ambush trade routes, rather. Yes, and the Golden Goose sells for 4,200. I think we have to sell it, guys. I think it's going to be the thing that saves this campaign. as nice as it is to get. So I did the math, and if we kept the golden goose in our inventory for 500 days, which is what our last campaign ended up being, at 15 crowns a day, I think that's 7,500 crowns. So that's a lot. You know, over the grand scheme of a playthrough, it's kind of like when you win the lottery. Do you take the lump sum, or do you, get the installment payments that ends up being more than if you just took the lump sum? But in this case, I don't know if we can sustain, honestly, at this rate without selling the golden goose. Like for this exact moment, yeah, we're fine right now. But we need to get like fresh blood in here, and I don't know if we can do that without. We need more brothers, and brothers are expensive, and they're going to increase our daily, wages. It's going to be hard for us to sustain this playthrough if we don't sell the golden goose. So I think I'm going to do it, guys. Don't hate me. I already hate myself, but I'm doing it anyway, and there we go. So we're rich. We're early game rich for sure. We could buy some things like padded leather. We could, pick up some full Akaton caps for the brothers who are currently using jank helmets. We're rolling in food right now, though. And I think that's mostly due to how much stuff we raid and how many times we've taken trading caravans and stuff. There's an archery contest. So maybe there will be some good people we can hire. A bowyer. Bowyers generally have pretty awful stats compared to like hunters or poachers. So I'm tempted to pick up this poacher, and I'm looking at this militiaman as well. So guys, we just made a ton of crowns. Geralt is probably going to be a pretty cool character. He's leveled. He has a tier 2 boar spear. Beast Slayer is a really cool background. I just don't think we can afford him at this point. So for now, I would love to get Hartwig. Let's read what he can bring to the table. So looking to support his family, Hartwig took to the woods to hunt game with bow and spear. Hailing from Dornan, Hartwig sought to support himself, his own hide, and his ever-growling stomach. Tired of working so hard just to put food on the table, buying a meal with the sellsword's pay just seemed so much easier in his mind. Let's hire him and see what we just got. So 2 stars in range skill, and he's tough, and 2 in hit points as well. And 1 star in melee skill. This dude's a hybrid. All day long, hybrid character. Awesome. Another good character for us. Let's hook him up as best we can. He doesn't need a spear necessarily. We don't quite want to. Maybe we'll give him a spear. I don't know. We want to use him primarily as an archer for now, although his melee skill is higher. And with tough plus 2 stars and hit points, he could very easily be kind of a frontline bro. His resolve is solid. This is a solid brother. So, Oz, you're a subscriber. I know your name is on the list of dudes that still need names. So let's go ahead and give them to you. Hopefully you like Ozzy. I was thinking about doing something, getting like an adventurous noble and naming him something like Ozymandias. Something like that. If you've ever read that old poem. Or if you like Watchmen. He's also a character in Watchmen. I like Ozzy. I don't know if I just want to go straight Oz. We had Oz in the last campaign. Let me know if you got a title suggestion for him, man. And I'll hook him up. But this is a great brother. It's not even a good brother. This is like a really quality character that I hope we get to keep for a long time. Is basically going to be the same as Leisure Side, I do believe. Once we get crossbows, we'll be able to change things up. We need crossbows and quick hands on these guys, and then we'll be all set. Is he good to go? I think so. And the other character I was looking at was the militiaman. So I like militiaman. He also is going to come with the new Warfork, which is a kind of a cool weapon, so we can check that out. Let's read his backstory. So war is a hungry beast. Militia conscripts like General are what feed it. Being the bottom rung of soldiering, he quickly realized that it meant his life was expendable. General's modest military garb belies a man who has seen his fair share of training and combat. I like militia. Generally, they have good stats, and for their cost, they're just usually pretty all-around good. So only 3 stars is not bad. Not good either, but he doesn't have any negative traits, which is kind of the least you can ask for. I'm sort of happy with that. I don't think we need to make him another hybrid character. He could just go kind of like straight to pole arms. Let's do something like this. Pole arm bro right off the bat? Maybe so. His HP is not huge. He's going to need a few levels before he's good, but he's solid. He just needs better resolve. That's the biggest weakness I see on him right now, and that's not awful. So we've discovered that the pole hammer is a definite upgrade to the Warfork. And I think we can give Ozzy the Warfork. We have the Pitchfork. Let's look at the Pitchfork versus the Warfork. That's something I'm curious about. So the Warfork is technically a spear, while the Pitchfork is a pole arm. Chance to hit head, same thing. Range, same thing. The Pitchfork is way more tiring, but the Warfork is just straight up stronger. Who has the better melee stats? They're both pretty decent. Oh wait, that's not what I meant to do. I don't think it matters that much. Ozzy, you get the Warfork. Zach, you can have the Pitchfork for now until we get better stuff. And I think that leaves us good. I'm tempted to put these spears out on our flanks here, because that's a pretty common strategy I like to employ. But these falchions are so much more damage in the early game versus lightly armored dudes that I think we're going to keep it that way. And Wonton is too hurt to do anything. Is everyone good? I think so. Best foot's forward. Absolutely. I don't want to. I would love to get this tier 2 bow. But honestly, what I would rather do now is, I mean, we could buy one. Man, I'm so tempted to get some crossbows. And I want to pick up some ranged weapons. So that's another thing someone in the comment section touched on. So guys, this is my plan. This has been my plan since the beginning. I want to have my barbarians all throw weapons. All of them. I want to make throwing weapons a big part of this playthrough. I underutilized them in my last playthrough. I only had like 2 characters that used them. And I was impressed with them pretty much for the entire playthrough. So I want to make use of them for sure. These are light crossbows. They're a bit more expensive. Or actually, no, these are the cheapest variants. The actual crossbows are the more expensive variant. I could pick up 2 right now and give one to Leisure Side and one to Janold. That's kind of jumping the gun a little bit. I don't think we need to do that. And there's also only 1 quiver of bolts that we can get. Maybe there's another one here. No, I don't see one. Okay. Anything I could be missing? You know what? We took that contract for the Rotten Hut. And we're going to do it. But I kind of want to go back to Brookburg really quick and see if we can grab another character. I think there was a militiaman in there too, and I would like to grab him. Be at 11 brothers. That's pretty strong for this point in the game. Day 10. Who did we have? Okay, here we go. Eugene the Footman. Like I said, I don't want to get greedy with these retired soldiers. They're solid, and I'm looking around and I see they have pretty good gear on some of them, and they come pre-leveled. Deserters also have good stats generally, but usually bad traits. Let's just stick with the militia. So a militiaman like Eugene is only raised in times of need. Even though he fought just as hard as the professionals, he found himself unable to garner any sort of respect for his work. Eugene's modest military garb belies a man who has seen his fair share of training and combat. So another reason I'm doing this, guys, is because we have no tools and we have injured brothers. So we're just going to take a minute, take advantage of our newfound funds. We're going to repair and we're going to heal. And the best place for tools is definitely this place. They're half price here because of the trade routes being interrupted at Dornan. So let's see what we got. An archer. We basically just got an athletic archer with good skills and fatigue. This is another... See, this guy... Wait, hold on. Janold. you're good, man, but this dude is the shit. Basically, this dude is the shit. So let's give him. Man, falchions are probably just too good at this point in the game. We don't really need to mess around. Split up our barbarians a little bit. We really need to recover from our injuries. Is that good enough armor for the front line? We can do that. Actually, that's even better. It's one less fatigue. Okay, which is not a huge deal, but I mean, if you're going to min-max, you should min-max correctly. So Eugene is a solid character. This is another... He could either be an amazing frontliner if we just jacked up his melee defense, give him a kite shield or a heater shield, and he will just never get hit in melee. It's tempting, but these stars tell me he could just be another awesome like crossbow guy. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to see how Janold levels. I think his fate is going to be determined by what kind of rolls he gets on his different skills. I think ultimately that'll let us know where we need to build him. Is there anything I'm missing? I don't think so. Everyone's got a helmet, everyone's armed. And I don't want to pick up any of these other dudes. We already have a monk. We can check the weaponsmith while we're here. See if there's any new cool weapons. Fencing sword. Made good use of that in our last Let's Play. And boy was it fun. There's bundles of throwing axes. I feel like we're going to pick those up once we start killing raiders. There's no real reason to jump ahead and buy those now. Would love to get some basic mail. But once again, we're just going to get those soon enough. Consider buying a mail coif. Mail coif, if we bought this now, it would be with us for quite some time. And these are a lot of this stuff is just overpriced, unfortunately. By a pretty fair amount. Let's see if there's anything. We can sell that, we can sell this, and that, and this, and that. Let's see if there's anything in here that we want. We need to buy tools, let's not forget that. And we have enough archers now that we should probably buy one more thing of ammunition. Any weapons? Oh my god, there's a military cleaver. We could just go straight to military cleaver. Let's not do that though. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. That's me getting greedy. My idea right now and what I'm thinking is, and I don't think it's that crazy of an idea, is to buy something like the Mail Hauberk and stick this on Jotnar. And then basically we have at least one character, Lanson. He'd have amazing armor for this part of the game. You know, a great helmet, a great shield, and a great weapon. And then we just have one guy who's basically already geared towards the mid game, but we're still in the early game. My problem is I don't know how rough crowns are going to be in the future. But I will buy a light crossbow and a quiver of bolts. I think that's okay, and I'm very tempted to buy this padded flat top because it's so heavily discounted thanks to being damaged. And I also am going to buy this lamellar. It'll be one of the best pieces of armor we have right now, if not the best. And that's a good price. I think this was like $450 or something in the armory. And let's give that to Jotnar. That'll be fine for now. I want to make sure that everyone in the front line at least has 80. How good is this? 95? You know what? There we go. That looks cool. The kind of like the way the colors go together. And then Eugene, the footman. He's a great character. Hopefully one of you guys out there wants him. What else? Who was going to get the crossbow? That's what I need to remember. Who had the best? I don't think it's Leisure Side. He's not there yet. 43 is not quite good enough. It's probably Eugene. You know what? I think I kind of bought this with the idea that Janold would hold it. I don't think this is a wasted buy. It's close to a wasted buy. We'll hold on to it for now. I think having the pole... We don't have quick hands is the big problem. That's really the only thing keeping me from using it right away. But we can go ahead and do this. This is not a problem. Like that. And then we'll just switch out when we can. Call that good. How cheap are the dogs? I mean, that's honestly not bad. Pick up Chomper. Let's not get greedy. But let's give... You know, I'll buy one more. Let's give our barbarians each a war dog. Isaac. Isaac gets a war dog too. Okay. I think that's a pretty cool, like, thematic thing to do. Oh, and here we go. Awesome. So, a fresh, cool breeze is blowing today, and you feel like it's a good time for the Jarls of Jorvik to start something new. You call the men to gather round. What do you tell them? We've almost got a dozen men. We're at 11 right now. This would probably be pretty easy to do. Let's set out into the wilderness, discover the unknown, and plunder it, be it a wizard's tomb, goblin camp, or aught else we may find. This is like a guaranteed win, and this is us paying some money to make our standard, but I'm honestly so worried about money right now that I don't think we can afford to rush a battle standard. So these peasants, we're going to kill these guys. They went off the road when they saw us. They're just easy experience. Maybe we'll pick up something good from them. Who knows? Probably not. But we have a lot of level 1 brothers. A lot of brothers right now currently who are super close to leveling. And honestly, they're really not even worth the ammunition. We really shouldn't even shoot at them. Wonton is still hurt. We'll keep him back. Out of an abundance of caution. And we're starting to look pretty scary, guys. If you look at our gear that we picked up from that last battle. We are in it now. We're exiting the early game pretty quickly thanks to the Golden Goose. And I don't know about y'all, but the early game is kind of my favorite part. I just wish we weren't so heavily stymied by our starting factions. But hey, I mean, that's part of the challenge, you know? I guess that's what's going to make our playthrough unique. Just pass here. Yep, too easy. We didn't even get any levels. Sad. Okay, a little bit of food, a little bit of crowns. Was that worth it? I don't know. I don't know, but I don't like these guys, and we're gonna pick on them. So we're getting there right at night. We definitely don't want to go there at night. We do have archers now, and I have to feel like they probably won't have archers. So let's chill and heal until dawn. I was hoping to see some of these medical supplies kick in. Who's still hurt? They're both still injured. I'm assuming there's going to be raiders in here. Yeah, there are. I don't know how much longer I want to wait. However. Yeah, let's just go in. I mean, the injuries aren't too severe. And the guys themselves are actually, you know, health, HP-wise, they're doing fine. Okay. I'm seeing some weapons I would love to take. He's got a Goendag, I think is how you pronounce that. That's a weapon we didn't get to use at all. 49% chance to hit. That's good. So we were able to... We'll pass there. So they changed the fatigue rates, or was it the fatigue rates or the action points on crossbows and how they, you know, load. Let's move in here, kind of close the loop a little bit. Shield wall. Man, we could just step up and bop that guy. Let's step up and bop 57, 61. Dang, we missed. Wow. Okay. Well, we missed some easy shots. If I thought I was going to miss those, I wouldn't have stepped forward. There we go. Ooh, don't know that I want to step there. But let's step up here. So they have a polearm in range. Step here. Good hit. I don't like that I hit his helmet, necessarily, because we'd love to get that helmet. That's a good one. So we shield walled it here. It's nice to keep him in, if he's not in any harm, we can just use his shield wall as like a way to trigger a shield wall bonus for his other brothers. Instead of keeping him back where he does literally nothing, we just bring him right next to him, give him shield wall, and then he gets that +5 bonus. Nice use of push from that Brigand Raider. Luckily, a lot of their weapons are very weak. Isaac just took some heavy hits. I don't want to find out how much damage that weapon does. I'm kind of glad we just got one, though. It's pretty cool. Oh, no. Well, this is scary. Is he bleeding? I don't think so. Damn. We needed to get that hit because I want to back him up now. Okay, he should be safe. Yeah, we need to get him out. 5 HP on Isaac. No. Step up. Come down here. Yeah, just to make him run. And man, you gotta love that bleed. Such a heavy bleed. On the Scramasax, I think is how you pronounce that. So he's going to get a chance to hit us one more time. But I think that's going to be all she wrote for these dudes. So with our strength and numbers, we were able to make short work of these raiders. But if we hadn't picked up the extra guys we did, this would have been a tough fight. Like, picture us right now -3 guys. I mean, we wouldn't have had the DPS necessary to take out the dudes surrounding, you know, Isaac. And then we might have been in a lot of trouble. Well, I mean, we're golden now, but that could have easily been... This could easily have gone very wrong. Get Ozzy to step up. Wonton's going to end up getting the kill, thanks to the bleed. I think he's got double bleed on him right now. Yeah. That was an accident. But anyway, he's going to try and run, and he's going to get smashed. Perfect. Doesn't matter. Let's just get the kill. Run him down. Everyone dies today. Barbarians are not known for their mercy. And we level up Isaac and Svarog. And what do we get? The pike is great. Some salt is good. That's going to earn us back some cash. 100 crowns, of course, is good. The Goendag. It's a spear mace. It's a cool weapon. We might try it. Somebody should use that. We picked up a rusty mail coif. That's cool. A flail is cool. A regular pickaxe is garbage. Okay. So we did pick up some good stuff. And of course, we're getting paid for this. So we'll always take a gig that pays well. And let's head back to Dornan. We have lots of injuries. We're going to need to rest from that. So with the pike is going to replace the pitchfork. I think that's fine. Reorganize a little bit. Who in the front line? We want to give this to Janold. He's somebody that we certainly want to survive. Do a little rotating. We can switch up the weapons a little bit. I mean, there's no reason to have like a ton of swords if we have a bunch of other really good options. Let's try the Goendag. It might not be great on them quite yet. Yeah, let's go back to the Falchion. What it basically is going to require is someone like Isaac, who has naturally great melee defense. Well, he might not have it now, but he will in the future. It's straight DPS. I mean, we could take a second and just look at the attacks. So thrust, plus 20% chance to hit. So just something that usually hits. Costs 6 AP, so you can only attack once. Or knockout. It inflicts extra fatigue, it can stun, and it does a little bit of damage. It's interesting. It's an interesting weapon. I don't know if we'll end up using it though. Let's give Fritz the spear. Let's give Isaac the big mace. Alright, Svarog, Lord of War. We don't know what kind of weapon we're going to use on him quite yet, but we do know he's going to be a shield bro. So let's go ahead and, I mean, honestly, he would make a good two-hander as well. Melee skill, fatigue, and hit points are pretty much three of the top categories that you need. Right now, he needs melee defense, melee skill, and we should definitely take this 4 and resolve while we can. But if we take shield bro, he's pretty well locked in at that point. So another good point that someone made is that the barbarians perhaps should all have adrenaline. And I kind of like that. It's very thematic. The Northmen that we're going to fight all have a trait. Basically, I think it's adrenaline that lets them go first in the next round. So I like that idea that all of our barbarians that we pick up should have adrenaline. I don't know if I want to grab it quite yet, but I think we're going to do that. I think that's a cool idea. And I don't know, I mean, Steel Brow is useful always. Crippling Strikes Executioner, I love that combo. What else could we take? I mean, Resilient got a pretty sweet buff. So keep it together. Any negative status effects with a finite duration Bleeding Charm has its duration reduced to 1 turn. So it used to be it reduced it by 1 turn, and now it reduces those effects to 1 turn. So very strong. I mean, if you had an entire team with this, fighting Hexen and Alps and stuff like that would be no problem. You would just wake up or snap out of it or stop bleeding, you know, in certain combats. I think it works on poison as well, so really strong. What do we want? This is Relentless. Don't slow down. At all times your initiative is reduced only by 50% of your accumulated fatigue instead of all of it. This is the new perk they just added. Maybe useful for archers. That's really all I can see. And I think, you know what, we're going to settle on Svarog. Wait, was it Svarog? I want to make sure I'm doing the right one. Okay, Svarog. Man, I don't know. I'm not settled on that at all. I don't want to pigeonhole myself. If he ends up shaking out to be an awesome two-handed brother, I want to have the option to do that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, guys. And if that's the case, I kind of feel like either Steel Brow. Let's just go Adrenaline. Let's get it now. I think that's cool. Isek, we know we want him to be a two-hander, but he's not quite there yet. We don't have the weapons that are going to make that great. So let's just get Adrenaline. Check out his stats that we can pump. We'll take 1 more hit points. We'll get him up to over 100, and then we'll probably stop there. I think that's fair. And then we'll also take this 4 and resolve and get him to 50, and that's going to be that as well for quite some time. And then we'll focus more on his melee defense, his fatigue, and his melee skill are going to be the big priorities, I think. Okay, any other minutia type changes? I mean, our big problem right now is that we have 3 people with injuries. But we're going to go get paid. 590. And let's see what we can sell some stuff for. Good price on the salt. We'll get rid of that. We don't need wooden sticks. We probably don't need the military pick or the cheap knife. I don't think we need more than 1 backup shield. Probably don't need the spear or the pitchfork. And that puts us up pretty nicely in terms of supplies and crowns. I kind of want to try out the staff sling. It's so cheap. So cheap. Do we just buy this and try it? Yeah, this is for you guys. I don't know if I would do that if it was just me. If I just got it in combat, I'd be totally down to use it. So let's see what its attacks are. Sling stone. That's it. Fair enough. That's all. That's what it does. So it doesn't take ammunition, which is cool. So 4 AP to use and builds up 15 fatigue, so we can use it twice in a turn. It has the same range as a crossbow. Just doesn't do a ton of damage. But it has a 100% chance to daze a target on a hit to the head. So you can straight up David, is it David and Goliath? Yes, David and Goliath, somebody. So not bad. Do we want to buy this padded leather? I don't think so. It's not 100% necessary. They have no more contracts for us, so now we're boned, guys. We can't get another contract. So, what are we going to do? It's hard to say. Honestly, we're just going to have to go into the wilderness and try and make money that way. And don't be horribly surprised if I do a little bit of that off camera, perhaps. So at Dornan, while walking about the shops of Dornan, you feel a tug at your sleeve. You turn to find a child there with a face smeared black with 2 bright white eyes staring out. He asks if you know anything about swords. You gesture towards the one you got sheathed at your side. He claps his hands. Great! I work for a blacksmith yonder, but he's away fetching iron ingots. He told me to keep watch of this special sword he was making, but it fell and broke. Fell on its own and broke on its own. Will you help me put it back together? So it looks like Fritz wants to help him. Okay. Whoa, we gained an arming sword. So Fritz the young apprentice is tasked with helping the kid. He saunters over to the smithy and starts helping the kid, but he does more than just help. He fashions the sword back together in such a way that is stronger than it was to begin with. The blacksmith returns to find the handiwork and demands to know how to do it, almost begging for insight. Fritz laughs. You give me this sword and I'll give you the secret my master passed down to me. You didn't even know the apprentice knew how to do any of this, but the lad is nothing if not a sponge in books. A trade is made and the blacksmith and both parties leave more than happy. I thought you studied baskets. That's hilarious. Okay, Fritz. You got it, homie. You get an arming sword. I believe in you now. Sucks that we're not using this boar spear. I think what I'm going to do eventually, guys, is do an all-peasant playthrough as well. If y'all want to see that, let me know. But I think we're going to make like a huge spear wall, use throwing javelins in the front, and just tons of war bows in the back. And I can't wait. I think that's going to be awesome. So we don't really need to make use of the spears in this playthrough. I want to go for big brute force. And right now we're kind of light on the barbarian side. We've only got the 3. But I think that's okay. The brothers we have are good. Whoa, Nagzurher? How many? 3 of them. No level 3 ones. And I think we should take this fight. If we can catch them. I would love to get the crafting ingredients. Whoa, 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 whoa. Mini thugs. Let's take them out. It's nighttime. We're at a disadvantage because we do have ranged. But if we can pick up anything from these dudes, it'll be worth it. Let's go for an aim shot. It doubles our chance to hit. That's cool. It even does like a little, like a slingshot sound. Okay, we hit somebody finally. Go wide. Shield wall it up. And we can step in on these dudes. At least some of them. Where appropriate, we'll step in, overwhelm, and kill them. No reason to let them jump in and hit us with this weapon if we can take him out first. Even though he's on the high ground, I'm not that scared of him. So I saw adrenaline there. Yeah, we did all of our actions already. Let's move up one. Go for the head. Yeah, let's use adrenaline. So adrenaline costs us 20 fatigue. But hey, we might be able to kill this guy before he does anything. And we're going around his shield and smacking him. We took a hard hit there from that spear. He's basically dual wielding it right now. Darth Maul style. I've been on kind of like a Star Wars kick recently. I never really got into the movies. Or really just the franchise in general. I feel like I always kind of like missed the boat. But I found a really cool like podcast that I listened to. With some hilarious guys that I kind of watch on YouTube and follow. So they're kind of getting me into it slowly but surely. Just thought I'd share that. It's the, in case you're curious, it's the Star Wars, I think it's New Canon Book Club is what they call it. So for all you Star Wars fans out there who are looking for some stuff to listen to. I go out for a lot of walks, and whenever I'm out walking, I just straight up listen to every nerd thing you can think of. Lore videos on Warhammer 40k. Just, I mean, all kinds of stuff. And speaking of that, it was actually my, well, both my kids' birthdays pretty recently, but for my daughter's birthday, she wanted to see Detective Pikachu. So we went to see that in theaters. That was pretty okay. I grew up loving Pokemon. And I'm just happy to see anything Pokemon related, you know, make it to the big screen. That's not animated. Because I've kind of grown out of that, you know, as we do as we get older. But it could have been better. I'm not going to be, you know, a movie critic at the end of my Battle Brothers playthrough, but I was hoping for a bit more. It felt like they reused some of the CGI models. And I understand that that stuff gets expensive. We're going to run them down. So it makes sense to me that they would, you know, keep showing kind of the same Pokemon over and over again, even though they had opportunities to show other stuff and make it just a bit cooler. But, you know, what can you do? It's probably still a fairly expensive movie to make. Let's jump these 3 Naxxurhurs. Wow, they're so fast. How can we not catch them? We're in like dangerous territory. No. We're not going to get too close to these places. Because even though this watchtower is in ruins, they could still like let a garrison out and wreck us. So guys, that's going to be it for today's episode. Once again, I want to say thank you for all the support that y'all have given me on the series already. It's been amazing. Let's actually head over here because we need tools. And Brookburg is the only place where we want to buy them. So once again, thanks. For those of you, like, I think Aerosol, you still don't have a character quite yet. Don't worry, I'm going to get you one. Donnerstad, where's that at? Is that a place we can raid? Or is that a place we want to leave alone? Yeah, we're going to leave it alone. We're going to let them pass. I think my theory that if no one survives, then no one knows about it is incorrect for killing the trading caravans. I think it works on the supply caravan missions, but I don't think it works on the trading caravans. Let me know in the comment section if you know better, if that's true or not true. I feel like I need to know that in order for this playthrough to go forward without me just pissing everyone off all the time. Um, I thought that if I killed them and no one survived, that we were good to go, but judging by our faction relations with House Harkin, who started off as threatening but are now hostile, that's obviously not the case. So, but anyway, guys, once again, my name is Brett. My channel is Good Talk Gaming, and before this turns into a 2-hour video, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you continue to join me, and we can keep having discussions in the comment section about strategies and all the different characters and the things we're trying to get out of this playthrough. And I think to look forward to in the next campaign, we're going to try to explore the limits of this southern area. And if we can't get contracts from Dornan, there's just nothing we can do about that. We just need to make these people like us enough and have a high enough renown that we can start getting contracts from these larger cities. But until that happens, we're going to have to make our own renown. And just before we go, real quick, where is it? Yeah, it's under, we're unknown. We're still unknown. So we need a lot more renown, and we're dreaded is our reputation. So for those of you who are curious, we are still unknown. All right, guys, take care, and I will see you in the next one. Later.